Hi, my name is Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics Basketball, and welcome to my Ankle Breaker Academy. Today I'm going to walk you through the 8 best tips so you can become an ankle-breaking ball handler just like the best players in the world. So are you ready? Let's jump right into the Ankle Breaking Academy. Alright, so tip number 1 to being an ankle breaker, change your speed. By moving quickly and then slowing up your speed and then exploding out of it, you're going to get your defender to relax and thus be able to break their ankles. By changing your speed, you can pretty much assure that you're going to be able to blow by your defender at any point. So a great cadence to think about when you're trying to break somebody's ankles are going fast, slow, to fast again. Now this can be simple. It can be as easy as just a little raise of your shoulders or a little hesitation with the basketball, pretty much anything to get your defender up out of their stance. So experiment a little bit with your speed and pace. It can be in the open court, it can be when you're attacking the basket. Pretty much anytime you're changing your speed from slow to fast or fast to slow, it's going to have great results against the defense. Alright, key number 2 to breaking ankles, change a direction. And this is probably one of the most important parts of breaking somebody's ankles, and that's getting them to move one direction and then whipping the ball back the opposite. This way you can actually use the defender's momentum against them and absolutely destroy their ankles. When you get them moving in one direction and when you yank the ball back the opposite, it's going to have devastating effects. So you can change direction 3 different ways. You can change from left to right, from right to left, and from front to back. Work on being able to quickly change directions from all 3 possibilities and you'll be an absolute unstoppable ball handler. And on to key number 3, attack the top foot. Now most of the time your defender's going to be forced to give you a top foot, and that's the foot that's closest to you, the ball handler. Now attacking the top foot's important because anytime you can beat the top foot or make them move it, you're forcing the defender to swivel their hips and be out of position. When you attack that top foot, you get them moving and thus make them super vulnerable to a devastating crossover. What's funny is most of the time the defender's going to tell you exactly where to crossover just by where they put their top foot. If they don't give you a top foot, you can just attack them one direction until they do. So if you really want to be a certified ankle breaker, I suggest that you start paying attention to your defender's feet. And odds are if you can attack that top foot, you're going to drop them at some point. Alright, the next key to breaking ankles is selling it with your eyes. Now this is a really underutilized part of crossing over and ankle breaking that a lot of players don't use. And it's one of the main reasons why guys like Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry have some of the best crossovers in the league. Now your defender's always trying to read you, and your eyes are what tells a major part of the story. So if you can look your defender off either to the left or to the right or up, whatever the opposite direction of where you're wanting to go with your crossover, you can hit them with devastating results. Alright, so to simplify it all, just think about this. Look one direction and then cross over the opposite way. Now if you compare this with your change of speed, change of direction, and attacking the top foot, it's going to make it that much more effective. So sell those eyes and I guarantee you break an ankle the next time you play. Alright, next up, we want to keep the crossover low. Now keeping your crossover low is important for a couple different reasons. Number 1, by keeping the dribble low, your defender can't get the ball and pick you when you're trying to cross over. And number 2, many times they are going to lean forward and try to pick your pocket, and by doing that, they lean forward off balance and it makes it easier to break their ankles. You can think of a low crossover almost like you're baiting them in. So as you cross over low, they reach to try to pick you, and then you can explode by them. So a good rule of thumb to think about is try to keep your crossover below your knees. If you can, it's going to be pretty hard for the defender to get a hand on. Now one thing you do want to keep in mind is that a low crossover is normally the best option, but it's not always the best option. If the defender's hands in the space, that's not where you want to cross over. So just something to keep in mind. Alright, next up, let's talk about throwing your shoulders. Now anytime you're changing direction, whether it's on a crossover or a pullback or a step back, you can throw your shoulders over your front knee as you're getting ready to pull the ball back. It's going to make your defender think you're moving that direction. When your shoulders go forward, it makes you look like you're in attack position, making the defense think that you're going to continue your drive that same direction. So, by throwing your shoulders forward and then yanking the ball the opposite direction, you many times get your defender to fall with a mean ankle breaker. Now, when throwing your shoulders, one thing that you're going to keep in mind is that you're going to be exploding in the opposite direction. So don't let your shoulders get too far forward so you're off balance. One thing that helps is you can make sure that the leg that you're throwing your shoulders towards is loaded and ready to spring in the opposite direction. If you try to do it with a straight leg, you just might break your own ankle. So make sure that leg's loaded and ready to push back in the opposite direction. Now let's talk about on-ball picks or screens. Now this is great because it's almost a guaranteed ankle breaker every time. Now when your teammate's coming to set an on-ball pick, odds are that the defender's going to be trying to cheat to get over the top quickly. Pick and rolls are really hard to defend for the guy guarding the basketball, so he's probably going to jump to any sort of fake that leads towards the screen. So on offense, sometimes it's as simple as just a jab step towards the screener to get your man to jump to open up the lane. Now what's even better about this situation is if they don't bite on your fake, you can just use the pick and roll and they're probably going to be out of position then. So either way, you're going to get a great look out of it. So use that ball screen to bite the defender and you'll get some nasty crossovers. All right, now let's talk about using combos to make your defender fall and get ankle breaking crossovers. Now, a combo is just when you pair 2, 3, or even more moves together to get your defender to fall. Now, to be an elite level ball handler and to get that defender on skates, combos are probably one of the most important things that you need to work on, because it's normally the first move that's going to get the defender out of position and the second move that's going to be absolutely devastating. Now, Kyrie Irving is the master of the combo, and his in and out crossover is one of the best ones in the league. Watch how he whips the ball with an in and out dribble and then immediately crosses over quickly the opposite direction as the defender's sliding. The great thing about using combo moves is they don't even have to be super fancy to get big time results. A lot of the times just a simple in and out to a crossover or behind the back to a crossover will get your defender flying. If you watch the best ankle breakers in the NBA, guys like Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, and even guys like Jamal Crawford, it's normally their second move that drops the defender, not the first one. So remember, if you're looking to absolutely demolish any defender who's guarding you, you're gonna really wanna work on those combo moves. That way you can string them together and get open looks. All right, so now that you've watched this video, you have all the keys that you need to know to be a certified ankle breaker. And just remember, when you're doing your move, it doesn't need all 7 of these keys to be effective. Sometimes just 2 of them will get you good results. All right, so if you think that this video is gonna help you break more ankles, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, and then leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what sort of moves you want me to break down next. This is a channel for the people, by the people, and I do everything off of requests. And if you're new to Shot Mechanics, you're gonna wanna do 2 things. Number 1, hit that subscription button down below. That way you get all of our videos as soon as they come out. We're growing every single day and we want you to be a part of it. And number 2, click the annotation above, or for mobile viewers, the link in the description, get a free copy of my #1 training workout. This is one of my all-time favorite workouts, and it was designed to turbocharge your scoring average, where we work on your shooting, your scoring, your ball handling, your conditioning, pretty much everything you need to be a beast, so you're gonna wanna check that out. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shot Mechanics Basketball, and until next time, splash on.